Government implementing all pledges of election manifesto, says Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at Family Card and Other Grants Distribution Programme. Government wants to build Bangladesh as a welfare state, says Prime Minister at Pleasantries Exchange Programme in Kishor. Prime Minister distributes National Fisheries Award 2026, urges to build nutrition-rich, self-reliant and prosperous Bangladesh. Prime Minister will visit India if the situation is favourable, says spokesman of Foreign Ministry while briefing. Election Commission validates nomination papers of Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir and Colonel retired Oli Ahmed in president election. Modern information complex is being built in all the divisional cities, says Information and Broadcasting Minister in Borishal. New pay scale for government employees at any time in current fiscal, says Prime Minister's Principal Secretary. Israel repeatedly conducted air attacks in Lebanon, killing at least 11, including women and children. And Bangladesh sets history in cricket, visiting Bangladesh clinches Australia by 9 wickets in Darwin Test. Prime Minister congratulates the Tigers. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I am Roya Zabin. You have just heard the headlines. Now news in details. The government is implementing all the election promises one by one. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman said this at the Family Card and Other Grants Distribution ceremony at Old Stadium Ground of Kishorganj today. The Prime Minister said that the government is providing various grants, including family cards, to make people from different classes and professions of the society for economically self-reliant. Tariq Rahman said that unlike any other country, the current government wants to make Bangladesh a welfare state where every person will get what he deserves from the state according to his status. The Prime Minister called the people to be vigilant against those who mislead and deceive in order to continue the country's reconstruction and development activities.
আমরা বাংলাদেশকে তৈরি করতে চাই একটি কল্যাণমুখী রাষ্ট্র হিসাবে, যেই রাষ্ট্রে কম বেশি প্রতিটি শ্রেণীর মানুষকে রাষ্ট্র তার সামর্থ্য অনুযায়ী সাহায্য করবে, সহযোগিতা দিবে, যেই রাষ্ট্রে প্রত্যেকটি মানুষ, প্রত্যেকটি শ্রেণীর প্রতিটি মানুষ তার মর্যাদা অনুযায়ী তার প্রাপ্য রাষ্ট্রের কাছ থেকে পাবে। নির্বাচনের আগে বলেছিলাম আমরা দেশে ফ্যামিলি কার্ড দিতে চাই পরিবারের নারী প্রধানকে। সমগ্র বাংলাদেশের জনসংখ্যার অর্ধেক হচ্ছে নারী, তাদেরকে পেছনে ফেলে কখনো দেশ এগিয়ে যেতে পারে না। আমাদের লক্ষ্যই হচ্ছে দেশের জন্য কাজ করা, আমাদের লক্ষ্য হচ্ছে দেশের মানুষের জন্য কাজ করা, আমাদের লক্ষ্য হচ্ছে দেশের মানুষের ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন, আমাদের লক্ষ্যই হচ্ছে দেশের ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন। দেশের মানুষের ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন করতে পারলেই একমাত্র দেশের ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন করা যাবে। এই যে আমরা নির্বাচনের আগে আপনাদের সামনে সহ সমগ্র বাংলাদেশের মানুষের সামনে যে সকল ওয়াদা করেছিলাম, বৃক্ষরোপণের ওয়াদা করেছিলাম, খাল খননের ওয়াদা করেছিলাম, ফ্যামিলি কার্ডের ওয়াদা করেছিলাম, ইমাম মুয়াজ্জম সাহেবদের আমরা ভাতার কথা বলেছিলাম, শিক্ষার্থীদের জন্য আমরা শিক্ষার ব্যবস্থা সহ আমরা এই যে নতুন কুড়ির কথা বলেছিলাম, এই যে আমরা কথাগুলো বলেছিলাম, এক এক করে আমরা সকল ওয়াদাগুলো ধীরে ধীরে আমরা বাস্তবায়ন করছি।
At the event chaired by Social Welfare Minister Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hussain, the State Minister for Textiles and Jute Muhammad Shariful Alam, and members of Parliament Advocate Muhammad Jalaluddin, Mazharul Islam and Advocate Muhammad Fazlur Rahman spoke. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman distributed family cards to female heads of families at the event. He also distributed monthly honorarium checks to mosque imams, muazzins, khadims, and other people working in religious places of worship. The Prime Minister distributed grants to people suffering from various complex diseases, poor students, the needy, and the disabled. At that time, the Prime Minister handed over a job appointment letter to a disabled person. Later, the Prime Minister pressed the button on the laptop. The August allowance money reached the accounts of the family card beneficiaries. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman inaugurated the National Fisheries Fortnight 2026. He inaugurated the National Fisheries Fortnight at the Achmita George Institution in Kishor today. The Prime Minister called for building a nutritionally rich, self-reliant and prosperous Bangladesh. He said that abundant harbors, water bodies and ponds in the country will be renovated. Fish fry will be released and these will be distributed among local youth. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman called upon entrepreneurs and businessmen to find out markets for new products abroad.
আপনারা জেনে খুশি হবেন বাংলাদেশের ইতিহাসে প্রথমবারের মতন গত জুন মাসে নাইজেরিয়াতে হ্যাচিং ডিম রফতানি করা হয়েছে। এভাবে বিদেশে নিত্য নতুন পণ্যের বাজার খুঁজে বের করার জন্য আমি উদ্যোক্তা বা ব্যবসায়ীদের প্রতি আন্তরিক আহ্বান জানাই। প্রযুক্তি নির্ভর কর্মসংস্থান সৃষ্টি এবং গবেষণা উদ্ভাবনকে উৎসাহিত করে জ্ঞানভিত্তিক অর্থনীতি গড়ে তুলতে বর্তমান সরকার 500 কোটি টাকার স্টার্টআপ ফান্ড গঠন করেছে। এই ফান্ড থেকে সম্ভাবনাময় স্টার্টআপের জন্য অর্থাৎ শিল্প উদ্যোক্তা বা শিল্প শুরু করার জন্য সরকার 5 লক্ষ থেকে 5 কোটি টাকা পর্যন্ত গ্রান্ট দেবে, ঋণ নয় গ্রান্ট দেবে। সুতরাং এই সুযোগ গ্রহণ করে এগিয়ে আসার জন্য আমি নতুন উদ্যোক্তা যারা আছেন তাদেরকে বিশেষভাবে আহ্বান জানাতে চাই।
Fisheries and Livestock Minister Mohammad Aminur Rashid, State Minister Sultan Salahuddin Tuku, State Minister for Textiles and Jute Mohammad Shariful Alam, Member of Parliament Advocate Mohammad Jalaluddin and Fisheries and Livestock Secretary Mohammad Dilwar Hussain spoke at the function. Earlier, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman distributed the National Fisheries Award 2026 to 14 individuals and organizations for their significant contributions to fisheries production. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has said his government wants to establish Bangladesh as a welfare state by implementing people-oriented programs. He said this while addressing a public gathering at Pakundia after releasing fish fry into the Brahmaputra River at Mirzapur Chairman Bari Ghat area in Kishorganj this morning. The Prime Minister urged people to remain alert against those who are attempting to hinder the government's development activities and creating disorder on the streets, saying ordinary people suffer the most from such activities. He called upon people to take a collective pledge to resist anyone working against the country's interest or obstructing programs taken for the welfare of the people. Noting that it is time to work and march the country forward, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman stressed on working together to rebuild the country.
আমাদের লক্ষ্য, আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য বাংলাদেশের জনগণের ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন।
আমাদের লক্ষ্য, আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে যে বাংলাদেশকে একটি কল্যাণমুখী রাষ্ট্র হিসাবে গড়ে তুলতে চায়। যারা এসব কাজে বাধাগ্রস্ত করবে, যারা রাজপথে বিশৃঙ্খলা তৈরি করবে, যারা দেশের মানুষকে মিথ্যে কথা বলে বিভ্রান্ত তৈরি করবে, তাদের বিরুদ্ধে আপনাদেরকে রুখে দাঁড়াতে হবে। এখন সময় হচ্ছে কাজ করার, এখন সময় হচ্ছে দেশকে সামনের দিকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়ার। আমাদেরকে সকলকে হাতে হাত রেখে কাজ শুরু করতে হবে। কোন সেই কাজ? রাষ্ট্র মেরামতের কাজ শুরু করতে হবে, দেশ পুনর্গঠনের কাজ আমাদেরকে করতে হবে। প্রিয় ভাই বোনেরা,
Local MP Jalaluddin spoke on the occasion. Earlier, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman distributed fish fry among the selected fish grower and released fish fry into the Brahmaputra River at Pakundia in Kishor on the occasion of National Fisheries Fortnight 2026. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has visited the Kotiadi Carp Hatchery Complex on the occasion of the National Fisheries Fortnight 2026. The Prime Minister went around different areas of the complex and talked to the concerned people. Fisheries and Livestock Minister Mohammad Aminur Rashid, State Minister Sultan Salahuddin Tuku, State Minister for Textile and Jute Ministry Mohammad Shariful Alam, and State Minister for LGRD Mir Shah Alam and local MPs were present during the visit. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman inaugurated various development programs undertaken by the government at the historic Sholakia Eidgah Maidan in Kishoreganj. The Prime Minister laid the foundation stone for these development projects at a ceremony held at the historic Sholakia Eidgah Maidan this evening. A large number of people were present at the Sholakia Maidan. The Prime Minister also participated in a tree plantation program organized by Kishor District Chhatrodol at the event. During this time, he personally planted trees highlighting the importance of environmental protection and greening. Later, the Prime Minister delivered a brief speech to the public present at the Sholakia Eidgah Maidan. The Prime Minister's presence at the historic Sholakia Eidgah Maidan was met with great enthusiasm among the locals. People from different walks of life gathered at the Sholakia Maidan to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister and listen to his speech. The Election Commission EC has declared valid the nomination papers of Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, the nominee of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, and Dr. Oli Ahmed Bir Bikram, candidate from the Jamaat-e-Islami-led 11-party alliance, in the presidential polls. At Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital today, Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin declared their nomination papers valid after verification. He informed a BNP delegation led by its standing committee member Dr. Abdul Moin Khan that the nomination papers of Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has been accepted as valid. Earlier, the CEC accepted the nomination papers of 11-party alliance Oli Ahmed Bir Bikram as valid. The presidential election will be held on August 20. The scrutiny of the nomination papers began at 11 a.m. today. The two candidates submitted their nomination papers on the last day of the presidential election on August 13. On Thursday last, BNP submitted the nomination papers of Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir to the CEC at Nirbachan Bhavan. On the other hand, the 11-party alliance submitted its nomination papers in favor of Liberal Democratic Party LDP chairman Colonel retired Oli Ahmed. EC Secretariat Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed said the last date for withdrawal of candidacy is 4 p.m. on August 18. Voting will be held in the session hall of Jatiyo সংসদ from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on August 20, he said. The government is exploring alternative sources of financing to restructure the country's financing framework, while foreign investors are showing growing interest in Bangladesh's capital market, said Finance and Planning Minister Amir Khosru Mahmood Chaudhry. He said several major foreign fund managers, including U.S. investment banking giants JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, have expressed interest in investing in Bangladesh. The finance minister made the remarks while speaking at a function titled Building Investors' Confidence from Policy Reform to Effective Implementation, organized by the American Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh, AMCAM, in the capital today. On tax reform, Finance Minister said businesses have long complained about complexity, bureaucratic harassment, and corruption in the tax system. He said initiatives have been taken to make the system more efficient, noting that Bangladesh's tax-to-GDP ratio remains very low compared with both global and regional standards. AMCAM Bangladesh President Syed Mohammad Kamal and HSBC Bangladesh Chief Executive Officer Mohammad Mahbubur Rahman, among others, also spoke at the event. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shopon said that, like elsewhere in the country, efforts will be made to develop the under-construction information complex in Borishal to international standards and provide a wide range of modern, technology-based information and services from there. Each information complex will have a modern complex. The general public will also be able to access various technology-based services from these facilities. He made the remarks at the inauguration ceremony of the construction of the Borishal Divisional Modern Information Complex, organized by the Department of Mass Communication in Kashipur, Borishal City, today. The minister said media professionals would benefit the most from the information complex. He added that all necessary facilities and services for journalists would be ensured and maintained there. The ceremony was chaired by Mahbuba Farzana, Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Among others, Borishal Divisional Commissioner Khalil Ahmed, Borishal City Corporation Administrator Advocate Bilkis Akhtar Jahan Shirin, Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Mohammad Shah Alam, DIG of Borishal Range Zulfikar Ali Haidar, Director General of the Department of Mass Communication Abdul Jalil, and Borishal Metropolitan Police Commissioner Abu Rayhan Mohammad Saleh addressed the inaugural ceremony. Officials concerned said the Borishal Divisional Modern Information Complex would play an important role in ensuring modern, technology-based services, supporting media professionals in their work, and providing accurate information to the public. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Muhammad Asaduzzaman said the government is firmly moving forward to ensure justice for every murder and crime against humanity committed during the fascist regime. He said this while speaking at an exchange of views with lawyers at the Borishal District Bar Association today. The law minister said a large number of political activists were killed and subjected to enforced disappearance in the name of crossfire over the past 17 years. Presided over by Borishal District Bar Council President Abul Kalam Azad, the meeting was attended by Bangladesh Bar Council Vice Chairman Advocate Zainul Abidin MP, Advocate Muhammad Mazibur Rahman Sarwar MP, and Borishal City Corporation Administrator Bilkis Jahan Shirin. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shopon, in his welcome speech address, said the government was working to establish full independence of the judiciary and genuine rule of law in the country by dismantling the politically and administratively destructive culture that prevailed under the previous government. A favorable environment needs to be created for Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's visit to India. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Shahidul Karim made these remarks at a briefing at the Foreign Ministry today. He said Bangladesh would continue to follow a Bangladesh first policy in developing friendly bilateral relations with neighboring and other countries based on sovereign equality, national dignity, non-interference in each other's internal affairs, and mutual benefit. The government will not allow any political interference in the fund of funds mechanism for investing in startups, said Post, Telecommunications and Information Technology Minister Fakir Mahbub Anam. He made the remarks today at the inauguration ceremony of the Fund of Funds organized by Startup Bangladesh Limited at the ICT Tower in Agargaon, Dhaka. Fakir Mahbub Anam said the Fund of Funds would be managed with the highest priority given to competence, good governance and professionalism. Startup Bangladesh has already invested around 111 crore taka in 36 technology-based startups. However, he said the private sector must also come forward to invest in startups rather than relying solely on government funding. Through the Fund of Funds, the government aims to attract more private and international capital to the country while creating opportunities for Bangladeshi startups to enter international markets. Prime Minister's advisor for Post, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Rehan Asif Asad, said multinational companies are interested in investing in Bangladesh's startup sector. He said the government is working to create an environment and provide the necessary assurance so that domestic investors can receive suitable returns on their investments. Among others, ICT Division Secretary and Startup Bangladesh Limited Chairman Mohammad Mamunur Rashid Bhuiya, Startup Bangladesh Limited Managing Director and CEO Nurul Hai, and JICA Bangladesh Senior Representative Morikawa Yuko spoke at the event. Prime Minister's Principal Secretary ABM Abdusattar said the new pay scale for government employees will be implemented within the current fiscal year. He revealed the information today while speaking to reporters at the Secretariat. Abdusattar said government employees are usually given a new pay scale every 5 years. However, the previous government did not implement a new pay scale for 11 years. The Principal Secretary said the economy is the government's main challenge. The government will focus on creating jobs and increasing production to address this challenge. Mentioning that the power and energy crisis as a global problem, he said the government is taking several steps to resolve the crisis and expressed hope that the situation would improve soon. International Crimes Tribunal said 3rd September for the next hearing in the case against 41 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, over crimes against humanity allegedly committed during the mass killings surrounding Hifazat-e-Islam's grand rally at Shapla Chottor in Dhaka's Motijhil. A 3-member bench of Tribunal 2, headed by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry, fixed the date today. The other 2 members of the bench are Justice Muhammad Manjurul Bashir and Justice Nur Muhammad Shahriar Kabir. Prosecutor Zahirul Amin represented the prosecution at the hearing. Prosecutors Farooq Ahmed and Shahidul Islam Shardar were also present during the hearing. Now, international